Welcome everybody, welcome to the very first episode of the Camp Nos comic review. I'm Murdock and I'm here joined with my co-hosts Leeroy Green and Dragolf, and we're shooting live from Manifest Comics in Bayonne, New Jersey. Big shout out to them for letting us use the space. And we're here to talk to you about the newest Marvel event which just wrapped up, King in Black. It is the culmination of Donny Cates' very critically acclaimed run on Venom. It's been leading to this event since issue 1, and we're finally here, and it's finally over, and this is basically the end to Donny Cates' run with one issue left after this as an epilogue, and we're going to get right into it, and we're going to talk about what we liked, what we didn't like, so let's start. Let's get some general vibes. What did y'all think of the event, like, overall?
Overall, I enjoyed it. Like, it's been quite some time since I've kind of been reading. So just reading just like these 5 issues, like overall, like the pacing I love, a lot of action. The dialogue I thought was good. You know, the art was okay. I wasn't the biggest fan of the art, but it wasn't enough for me to just be like, I can't even read this. But just overall, I did really enjoy the story.
And you didn't read the entire
I didn't
run,
read
right? So this is
any
just
of the Venom run beforehand. So it's like even just coming like straight into it is almost as like I didn't really know much about the character. But I mean I know Venom, but I just didn't know what the previous story was. I was surprised like he had a son. I didn't even know that. That's how long I've been out of the game with reading stuff. But I like it showed a lot of good development between the character that he brought, because the last time I was reading him, he wasn't like this at all. But seeing that, he's a bit older, he's changed as as a person. The bond between him and the symbiote, symbiote has grown. He has a son, and that he seems that he really, really cares about. So I really like the character development of Eddie Brock, which I think was one of the strongest points of what I really liked about this story.
Definitely. And what about you, Drago?
I haven't been this excited for like Venom since Agent Venom, which was my favorite. But after that, I always knew Agent Venom was like only a timely thing for Flash Thompson, because it's always going to go back to Eddie Brock. But I just like the look of Agent Venom. But and then leading up to this, I was pretty hyped when everything started, and it felt fast. But even leading up, I was fascinated from that part at least.
Yeah, definitely, because the event itself, which I really enjoyed, it was a lot of fun. I also really liked that it all kind of seemed to take place in like one night. Like it was just kind of like straight through. Like Nola's here, he's messing stuff up, and then like the heroes are just like their plan A gets thwarted immediately, plan B, C, and they're just
that's another thing. I was like, these guys mad strong. Like every plan they had to rely on someone else or something else. So,
you were saying you got to. You were hyped to see Sentry show up.
like Sentry's always been one of my favorite characters. I love that whole dynamic between him and the Void, and like so I always loved that. But we always seen like that iconic when he would rip somebody apart. Like he did that to Carnage back in like New Avengers way back in the day. He did it to
God of War. Hades.
Was it Ares?
Ares.
I think it was Ares. Yeah. He ripped him apart the same way, and then. What was it? It was in the opening issue of King Black, or was it?
That was the first issue, I think. Yeah,
the same thing. He was one of their fallback plans, and he just got ripped in half the same way. So I was like, oh damn!
Turn the tables on him.
So this guy is serious.
I was hyped when he came in, though. I was like, oh,
because usually Sentry is like the last resort type of character.
Yeah.
When you take him out immediately, it's like I was like, all right, well they're kind of screwed. I don't see them winning this, at all.
Yeah, it was definitely. It was like some Dragon Ball Z type, like overpowered, like
exactly. So it was like
it definitely set the precedent of how powerful Null is. I was like, all right.
I just would have been like, well, if we ain't got Sentry, what can we do?
Yeah,
like, I just have a shield. Oh, Captain America. Like, this guy has web.
Yeah.
Like,
so
what can we do that if they killed our best effort?
Yeah.
These web shooters ain't shit. I'm going home.
I think one of my highlights was one of the backup plans, the one that Tony Stark came up with when he activated the Sentinels. So he like took control of one of the dragon symbiotes and then took control of one of the Sentinels. And I thought that was super cool. That was like one of those highlight moments.
He's like turning the Celestial into a suit. I was like, oh, makes sense.
Yeah.
Because they were saying like Null's one of his earliest enemies were the Celestials. So because I didn't even know much about Null. Like I don't know if he was introduced currently in the previous Venom run, or he's someone that's kind of been around for a while?
He was introduced maybe like issue 2 or 3 of this Venom run. So Donny Cates created him, and he's just like basically like he was born from like the void and the black. Yeah.
For a new character, like I did enjoy him though. Like I did love how strong that they showed he was. I'm sure he'll come back in some capacity, but
yeah, that's just something I want to see.
Don't kill off a pretty cool character.
I think as soon as his first appearance happened, like the book shot up in value because people like were really all about it, and that was something cool that Donny Cates did. He did a lot of retconning in the Venom run with like the origins of the symbiotes and creating Null and like a lot of Eddie Brock's backstory. So I think it was kind of cool to give the symbiotes like a more clear
fleshed
origin
out,
as opposed to just like aliens on Clintar. And then they revealed that Clintar was the shell, the prison that Null was trapped inside of this whole time. So I like a lot of the new mythology that Donny Cates brought to the run. And although I don't think the entire run was like A+, it had its dips. I think this is definitely like, when I think about it, like one of the definitive Venom runs because of all that he's created. Like I won't be surprised if we see Null in like Venom 3 like at this point, like definitely. That quickly. He's become so like popular. He's gonna be in the movies. I feel like. So were there any like specific highlights that you guys liked for the story that you want to talk about, like things that really stood out or specific issues that you thought were your favorite?
I would say seeing Flash Thompson in the anti-Agent Venom suit was hype for me because he was like in the white and he was like, oh yeah, because anti Venom, I think he had his first run where he's like a mystery of who it was, who was in the suit. I think after that it just died. I never heard about Agent Anti-Venom again. I was like, I guess it's a waste.
Yeah. So
also, issue 4, a lot of that whole issue was pretty good.
Yeah, issue 4 was really when I felt like the first 3 issues were really just like damage control and like bringing out Plan A, Plan B, Plan C, and then issue 4 was really when it started getting like kind of like into like the bigger crossover that it was bringing together, when it started like hinting at like the light source that could defeat Null. And I got really hyped when they showed Jean Grey when they showed up, when the X-Men showed up.
Sorcerer and Doctor Strange going all out. I was
that was cute.
Then Silver Surfer coming back.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god. They need all these people at this kind of level just to bring back Eddie Brock. And I was thinking, I didn't think who the light would go to until like Silver Surfer got in. I was like, it's gotta be Eddie Brock. But but I was just so distracted with all of them coming back. And then I haven't read comics like you, but until like leading up to this. But I was like, damn, it's nice seeing all these people not young or like all changed before, but seeing them was like, oh, okay, I gotta catch up on everything.
Yeah, it was really like the classic them and all of them, you know, like Cyclops is coming through like as him, and everyone's just kind of like highlighting what they can do at their best when they come together. And what about you?
Because again, this is almost like reading stuff fresh. Like it seemed like it was a shock to some of the characters too. I think one pretty good highlight is when Dylan showed that he had powers. Yeah. Like so, like because again, I just met this character, just getting into this. So I wasn't expecting. I was not expecting him to have any powers. So that was good to see. It looks like the relationship between even Peter and Eddie changed. Like they seem to be like they care for one another. So it was good seeing like Peter actively trying to save like Eddie Brock's life, so that was very interesting. And another big highlight, for me, just seeing the growth between these characters and just not the same old back and forth, we hate each other, blah blah blah. So, those, besides like the Century stuff and just like the overall fights, I think one of the other third highlight for me, even reading it, I was like, I don't know if this is like just kind of just plot device, but just seeing like him combine the Surfer's board and Mjolnir into like one weapon. I thought that was pretty dope, actually. Yeah,
it was the same thing where I was like, this is cool, but like if I'm thinking about it for too long, like, what is this?
Yeah, I'm like, I just feel like this is just a quick way to kill this character. Like,
yeah, that was kind of the point where I like turned my brain off and was just like, I'm just gonna watch.
We
some
just
cool
exactly.
fights.
I was like, this was all great up until here. Like, I won't let this ruin it. You know?
Yeah.
I was like, I just got to play metal music at this point.
Yeah.
Turn off my brain.
And that's kind of like the if anything the one complaint that I had. I felt like it built up really strong and like showed like the stakes and like how the heroes like they really had no chance and everything was failing, but it kind of at the end kind of like the same way with Absolute Carnage. It was just like, and now the good guys win. Like, and it was just like some big Deus Ex Machina comes and like saves them all. So it kind of felt like it wrapped up a little quickly. But with that said, it was still like you said, like just play the metal music in the background. Just like enjoy the fight because like it was cool and the art was dope and it was cool ideas. It was just like a little like everything's happening at once. So, like and here's Captain Universe and like here's like this giant like new battle axe.
Yeah. But going back to what Christian was saying about Peter and Eddie Brock, and they have like when they were like fighting together, they had like I think different points of how to win. Like Peter wanted to take the moral high ground, and Eddie was like, we're joking. We just got to get it done. I think there was something like that when they were battling Carnage and Absolute Carnage, but I think it happened again, and you could see that Eddie was like he's just trying to get the job done, and he's not gonna try to mess with Peter's joking around, but you could see that they were becoming great friends from that. So it was like
especially like you said, he was like really when Eddie died in issue 2, like Peter was like really trying to save him, and like Reed was just like focusing on like how to win the battle, and he's like, but what about Eddie? Like can we like focus on this guy who's dying? Like
classic Reed.
Yeah, so it's and I was saying probably since Absolute Carnage, I really like how Donny Cates writes Peter Parker. Like I felt like his dialogue and like he just like understands the character. So if Donny Cates ends up doing a Spider-Man run, I'd definitely check it out because I like what they did with their relationship and everything in this book. Was there anything you guys didn't like in it? I know you were saying you were a little iffy about some of the art.
The art, like, but it wasn't like too bad where I was just like, I don't want to ever read this, at all. But other than that, and the ending wrapping up so quickly, just that. But not too many negatives for me, honestly, with this overall story. Those probably like the only two minor complaints that I have. Other than that, I pretty much really enjoyed it. Honestly.
Yeah.
What about you?
I think issue 3. I don't remember it too much, even though I just read it. But the ending being quick. I mean, once you get all those people like connecting to do something together, even at their best, I was like, all right, it's either it doesn't work or you end it really quick. So I was like, all right, I get it. But it's still sometimes you just gotta wrap the story up. But everything leading up, all the building, Eddie growing as a character, and then Venom just there saying, all right, I agree with you, or even them, all of them, but we'll see what happens with him. I'm excited to see what happens next with.
Yeah, that's actually what I wanted to go to next was the new status quo that I like events that have like stuff that results, like consequences. I like when events have consequences in the book, and this one left a lot of them at the end for like moving forward. Donny Cates is ending his run on Venom with the next issue, so he's just kind of giving whoever Marvel chooses next like a silver platter with like this new status quo. So Venom, Eddie Brock is now the god of the symbiotes. Dylan may or may not have powers anymore. I know he reached inside, so I don't know where they're going with that.
Yeah, because he's like taking like the darkness or something from you. Yeah. So I mean, I would like for him to still have power. Don't show us this and then immediately strip it from him. Yeah.
Take your ball and go home. Like
there can only be one.
There's an alternate version of Dylan, and he was evil. So they might try to play with something with that. So
from the Venom Beyond story, the Codex.
Yeah, I like it. I gotta see if I could get used to his, because he had wings.
That happened early in the run. That he absorbed one of the dragons of Noel, and that gave him the wings, and it was just like, all right, this is cool. It's Spawn, but like it's cool, but like it is definitely like Yeah, what do you think about it?
I just gotta get used to the look. Maybe I'll see. I don't want to see Venom flying around. I'm just used to him using like his version of like his web shoes that he absorbed out of Spider-Man. So, but I don't know. It probably won't be something that stick around. I don't even know how long he'll even be the king of these symbiotes. Maybe he'll just be like, I don't want this responsibility.
Yeah.
Pass it on to someone else. But who knows?
Yeah.
But I'll see. I gotta get used to it.
Yeah, it's something new. And like you were mentioning before, and now at the end of the last Venom issue, Flash Thompson is back from the dead, so he's back in the running. So I don't think he's probably gonna take over the Venom, but I'd like to see him stay as anti-Venom. I thought that was like a really cool suit, just like the white Venom suit and everything.
Yeah, because he uses basically bullets anyway, so I think anti-Venom suit was just to purge people of symbiotes before, and then there's not, symbiotes aren't going to be that bad anymore, so just him as
being used. Because can he command like all of them now? Is it going to just be an army of symbiotes just ready, at his command for anything to go off? So
we'll see how it goes next. One thing I was thinking about, just like throughout the run, how often Eddie is just kind of like abandoning Dylan like in the middle of the battles, and it just kept happening. I kept thinking it was so funny that like it's just like the world's being attacked, I'm gonna put you in this room and lock it and like get out of here, and it just like kept happening. And I was laughing at the very end. He like saves Dylan's life and like purges him from like the null darkness, and then like immediately like flies off like into the sky. And I was like,
he's got like that Goku father syndrome.
Yeah,
I mean well, but I may not always be there for you. I'm out.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe he's still shocked that it's his son. He just found out. But I think when I noticed it, I noticed that too when he left him with Spider-Man. He's like, "Oh, Spider-Man got you."
Yeah, and he did that in Absolute Carnage too.
Like to pass out.
I guess for a final rating, what would you guys rate the event? Like out of 5?
I give it like a 3.5 to 4, like to a strong 4. Story I thought was pretty good. I love the pacing. Didn't think there was anything slow or drawn out. I love the character development because again, it's been a while since I kind of like seen a lot of interactions between these characters. New family members introduced. I thought that was pretty good too. And just seeing a lot of these classic characters. Like last time I seen Iron Man, he was an AI, so like now he seems to be human again. So, the opening I thought was really strong. It was killing off some of the strongest people in the Marvel comic universe. So yeah. And like I said, the only negatives I had, I just felt it was very rushed at the end. The art I wasn't the biggest fan of. So yeah, it's about like a good like 4. I'll give it a 5.
Nice. What about you, Drago?
I'll give it a 4 too. I like Venom. The art was okay to me, and then seeing people come back, seeing all they're trying to build up Null, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But with the killing Sentry right away, and I was like, all right. And then the ending was quick, but I was like, he'll probably be back hopefully. So. Yeah. 4 was good. I was hyped, even coming up to it, leading up to it. So, but pretty satisfied.
Yeah, I'd probably give it around the same. I feel like we're all kind of on the same page. I'm gonna give it I'd probably like a light 4. Yeah. Yeah. Like teetering to like a 3.5, but like overall, like it's a fun event. If you like Venom, you'll probably enjoy this event. It's just like. A lot of times, just like turn your brain off and just like enjoy it. It's a good like popcorn action event where things are going crazy and you got a super powerful villain, and yeah, it was fun overall. I personally enjoyed Ryan Stegman's art. I think he's been pretty solid for the Venom stuff, but obviously everybody has their own opinions on everything.
I just like my sharp, lines like
he kind of like gets a little
a little wacky. So that's just me.
Yeah, no, of course. Everyone's got their own.
I understand because when I watched the Amazing Spider-Man, you see Venom for the first time and he does the whole tongue thing. I'm like, all right, it's always gonna be like goofy when I see him up there. And then I see the comic, I was like, oh, the goofiness is OD on this one, but I dig it. So.
But yeah, so that about wraps it up. Thank you so much for joining us with our first show. Once again, I'm Murdock. This is Leeroy Green. This is Dragolf, and we're here from Camp Nos. Make sure to subscribe to our channel. We've got tons of great shows across the board. We've got more episodes of Camp Nos comic reviews coming to you. And let us know in the comments what you thought of King in Black. You know, did you like it? Did you hate it? What were some highlights? Leave us in the comments. We'll reply back and have a nice little discussion. Thank you so much, and thanks again to Manifest Comics in Bayonne, New Jersey for hosting us and letting us use their space. I'm Murdock. This is Camp Nos, signing off.